Hi, this is Margaret M. Windsor. That's my real name. And the name I have to go by is Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married Childers. Now then, I'm going to try to make this video this morning. This is Sunday morning. Tomorrow's Labor Day. Last night it was so bad I got up and made a couple of videos yesterday afternoon also. And in the night it was so bad that I wondered if I was going to make it, because I've put up a friend of mine, I guess he still is, I don't know what they, well anyway, let me just complete this. He bought me the phone a few years back, 3 years I guess, so that I could put up what's happened to me on social media, because the law doesn't work for me and I can't get an attorney. In other words, I'm a hostage. Have been since I was 2 years old. They kidnapped me and changed history. They stole me from my father, and I hope this is taking. It's not, it's getting me, isn't it? Excuse me, this is a new phone that I just got. The other one was taken out by Angela Queen, and yeah, that's her name. You can Google her. I'm not suggesting you do, but she's on, I'm not giving away any information about her. She's on Mountain Pass Road, and as far as I know, she's still living in that nice home that was provided. Now then, last night, it was a result of, well, let me say this real quick, put it in. And I'm sorry if this comes out kind of, but anyway, that's George VI, my uncle, who he and his daughter Elizabeth are illegal, and he was helping the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers, Kennedys kidnap me, take down my father, who married Claudia O'Keefe, an American. Never married anything to do with Wallace Simpson. She married a double. Now, I tell that information because if I started telling the other, it wouldn't make any sense, so I just do it as background. Now, before I started doing a book on mind control murders done in patterns, I'd work for doctors, etc. I got a phone call just before the antifreeze was put in me, April Fool Day of 80. In fact, it was a couple of days prior, or one day prior. It was a doctor, one of the good ones, and he called up and he said, people will help you unless, well, they didn't say, I don't know that he said me, maybe he did. It's been a long time. He said people will help as long as they feel they won't have repercussions. In other words, they'll help give to funding to help someone, or go out of the, be a big brother, sister, that kind of thing. So anyway, it's held true. There are some people, obviously, who have helped, and like the FBI Noe up in Grottoes, Virginia, said to me years ago in 1984, 85, he came in many times. He said they made it so ludicrous, they meaning the FBI, that people could help you or walk away. Well, I know that there's people that would automatically hate the FBI and say, you mean they're a part of? Well, the people had a choice. They really did, and not most of them turned and walked away. So here's what I wanted to get into last night. I am allergic to chemicals, and I've been run with chemicals, toxic, force fed them, without going into detail. Last night, I mean, they want to get me out of here, and they made a point up when I paid rent 2 weeks ago here. I knew I was probably going to have to go, and then they set in, and man, this was something different. It really has taken out my lungs. They got to the air conditioner. All I have to do is go to the back. I can shout to high heaven until you can get it into court, or I can get it into court. It's no good. I can't get an attorney. Look what they did to Anastasia. My God, an attorney who wasn't even her. She's my cousin that they murdered with mental health up in Charlottesville, Virginia. And yes, they did. So that wasn't even an attorney that got her in what happened to her. She was murdered. He's probably still in practice. But I don't. I'm going to stop here. Her husband, by the way, was a professor at UVA, University of Virginia. He couldn't get her out. He took his car and bashed in a fence trying to get to her. And so then that's a story in itself, all right. But well, now I am going to lose my train of thought because I've been through a hell of a night wondering if my lungs, I still can't all across here in the back. It's horrible. And I was talking about they can put it through the air conditioning, and then it makes you sound, if people want it to, a bit loony, right? They like to use that. No, nobody's loony here other than it's been allowed to happen to me and run me from place to place. Now, then, here's where I start my video go off because it's only 15 minutes I can upload. I am going to put these up again. And I'm going to say this real quick. This was mind control. Timothy McVeigh tried to tell everybody they put a chip up his buttocks. The military did. Now, this is what I'm going to say here, and I'm going to say it again for a reason. This has laid dormant kind of over here. Jens Orings was a diplomat's son, a German diplomat's son. He and Hasem, were at school at Charlottesville. And when the murders happened in Bedford, right next door to me, and that's where it was tried. Well, it was in Boone's Mill, Virginia, in that county, Bedford County, tried in Bedford. And I told everybody, but everybody knew. They really did know that he was innocent. It was done in patterns, and they even brought me off the mountain where I was living on. Well, I won't get any. I was starving, and there's a place to hang my little bitty tent up and try to live. And they brought me down that night. The people they're talking about, and I'm not going to mention them again. I got enough problems. I'm just about dead now from all this crap, telling the truth. And they took me down and put me in the. They didn't lock the cell. In fact, they sent me right in front of the door and it was open, the cell. They brought me coffee, 3 cups, matter of fact, before they took me back to Roanoke and put me in a homeless shelter. And I was on a sofa, bad sofa, the end of it, and tried to sleep for 3 hours before I was up and put back on the street. And because I couldn't get a job, they were blocked and no place to stay. I was walking right back up to where they had gotten me on the mountain, which is about 28 or more miles, okay, in the hot sun. Now, this is going to go out before I get this up here. But Jens Orings, and this is what I wanted to say too, it finally made the media pick up on it. I'm talking about the media control Rockefellers, ABC, CBS, NBC, etc. And all your locals. Oh, you can forget it. Believe me, they are controlled. Okay, that Tim is when Tim McCain became VP with Hillary Clinton. Okay, he was going to, when he was governor of Virginia, let Jens go back to Germany. Now, I know I'm being a little bit redundant, and I want to watch the time over here before it slips away. I wanted to mention these people because this is part of who has so destroyed my lungs and kidneys and things that I haven't put up here, all right? These people are from India. I had nothing against people from India. It's, if you walk in my shoes, you'll find out how people react to you when you've been done in and you have no access to an attorney, etc. And the law doesn't work for you. So I'm just going to show you the picture here. And this was in the little valley business, Roanoke, 81514. And I'm gonna Sonny Shaw, excuse me, Sonny Shaw owns a whole bunch of these here, in the hotels, motels, and I don't know how many outside of Roanoke that they own now. They have amassed just in the property that the hotels sit on is so expensive, especially here in Troutville off of 81, I-81. Okay, and the Patels. Now Patel was supposed to be wealthy family from India who was sent over here to try to help me. The same things happened to him. He has become so wealthy, and they did it. And I'm gonna leave it at this because this is the way it worked all the way through. Back in '94, I saved $3,000 from doing a live-in, money I hadn't seen or anything. And I keep looking at the time because it won't put it up. And I moved in November, I believe, of '94 to Budget Inn, and it was owned by the Patels. And I told them about being allergic to chemicals. My immune system attacks itself. And that's what's been used as a murder weapon against me rather than a knife or a gun, which I'm sure they would if they could get away with it, any of these people. It's been toxic fumes. After I paid my month's rent, he came up, Patel, the manager. They're related. I know that's a common name, but they're related. He came up and told me that he was going to start renovating, and I can't take it. And he said, well, he would come in anyway. Well, I called the cops. The cop came and told me he was going to arrest me. I was the one that had to leave. So this is what would happen over if I tried again to get the cops to intervene on my behalf. When the cop left, he didn't handcuff me. I'm simply asking to either refund my money or don't renovate it. It's November, for God's sake, in Virginia. Any fool knows better than that. Well, when the cop left, Patel said, we're citizens here in this country now. We have to do as they tell us to do. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's been the ongoing thing. They can do anything they want to. They have made my life a living hell. When I try to leave, I'm run right back here to Roanoke. Now they have become so wealthy here, and it really gets to me when you see them calling them great entrepreneurs, the people of Roanoke. And all these people, Tim Kaine, VP with Hillary now, and you got Mark Warner, former governor, senator. You've got U.S. Congressman Bob Goodlatte's office, who sits on the Judicial Committee and the oh, don't let me forget now. It's the other one that's so important. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of them there. And he's the one that they came out when I went in his office here many times. A man came out as I was getting on the elevator and said, if Bob Goodlatte helped me, he would be out living in the forest too. So this goes back to the doctor that made the phone call to me originally in just before April Fool Day of '80 about people helping or not. Okay, it's not that they don't believe it, they do. And I'm not saying this, I put this up on YouTube and on Facebook, and my Twitter account has been locked. Uh, I because somebody tried to get into it so many times while I didn't have when my phone was taken by Angela Queen, it was knocked out. So anyway, I wanted to put that up, and I won't go any further. I'm sitting here because I think people believe that America wouldn't stand by and watch it. Well, they've stood by and helped. And when people come in here from other countries, like from India, I don't care where it's from, they come in here and they come in from, they're Hispanic and come in. They take things, they don't want to be set back. And it's shocking how they will turn on you.